Hello crochet artists, it's Kat here and welcome back to another round of crochet goodness. For today's project, we will be working with a 3.5mm as well as a 3mm crochet hook, a yarn needle and a pair of scissors. We will also use a superfine or a fingering weight yarn. If you are in the Philippines, this yarn is called Indophil under the category 4-ply, and this time we will be working with double pull. You can find all the complete details of this project under the description box below. If you are new to this channel, hello, my name is Kath and I do crochet tutorials. You can follow me on Instagram as well as my Facebook page at What About Yarn. And if you like this video, please hit like, comment, and subscribe. Starting with a slip knot, we're going to work up a chain that will go from the shoulder down to the waist because this is going to be a crop top. For my size, which is a size small, I'm going to start with a chain of 63 and don't forget to add 2 chains at the end of your chain to build up the row. When you have your chain, we're going to work up a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook, and to do that we're going to yarn over and insert the hook into the 4th chain. Grab the yarn and pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook, and you're going to repeat that same stitch into each of the chains across. End of row 1, I have 63 stitches in total. Continue with a chain of 3, and chain 3 will count as 1 stitch. Now into the next stitch, we're going to work a double crochet, but only this time we're going to insert the hook into the back loop of the next stitch. So we're going to work a double crochet. The only difference is that we're going to insert it into the back loop, and this stitch is called a back loop double crochet. So yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook, just like how you do a normal double crochet. Now repeat that same stitch into each of the stitches across. I'm now at the end of my row 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to continue with a chain of 3 and repeat that same row, row 2, until the length of your panel will go from the shoulder up to the other shoulder. So for my size, that is 36 double crochet back loop in total. So keep on working that row 2, until you reach the size of your choice. And please bear in mind that the fabric will stretch a little bit over time, so please consider that as well. Here I have my front panel and I have 36 rows in total, and this measures 12.5 inches or 31.5 centimeters. So repeat everything from the beginning to create the second panel. Once you have both of your panels, we're going to start seaming the shoulder part of the top. And for my size, that will be 1.5 inches from the side of the panel. So it's going to be completely up to you how wide you prefer the opening of the boat neck. For my size, that will be 1.5 inches, or that is 4 rows of double crochet back loop. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first or into the last stitch of my panel, as well as through my working loop at the back, and bring the working loop into the front of my work. From here, I'm going to chain 1, and chain 1 here does not count as a stitch. Now into the first row of double crochet, we're going to work a single crochet, and to do that we're going to insert the hook into the first stitch as well as through the first stitch of the back panel. Grab the yarn and pull up a loop. We now have 2 loops on the hook, and yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. So that is a single crochet. Now repeat that same stitch into the first stitch and through the first stitch of the back panel. Again, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So we have 2 single crochet in the first row. Now repeat that until the length of your choice. And again, for my size, that is 1.5 inches or 4 rows of double crochet back loop. Here I finished my seam and I have a total of 8 single crochet. So if you prefer to extend the length or the width of your seam, please feel free to do so. And once you're finished with that, we're going to fasten off and cut the yarn. So again, this measures 1.5 inches. You're going to repeat the same procedure or the same amount of stitch for the other shoulder as well. I just finished seaming both of my shoulder panel. And this is how it currently looks like in the right side of our work. From here, we're going to continue working the seams in the sides of our work. So attach the yarn into the first stitch or into the last stitch of your panel from the bottom, and we're going to work single crochet into each stitch until we get to the armhole. So just make sure that you don't overdo the seams. I just finished my side seam and this measures about 5 inches. Now don't cut the yarn because we're going to work around the armhole. So starting with a single crochet into the first or into the next stitch. Repeat 1 single crochet all the way around. At the end of this round, we're going to close it with a slip stitch into the first single crochet that we just did. So slip stitch. Now on the next round, we're going to start increasing our work. So you're going to chain 3. Chain 3 here will count as 1 double crochet or 1 stitch. Now in that same stitch, in that very same stitch, we're going to add 2 double crochet. So that means we will have 3 stitches for each stitch. Continue again with another 3 double crochet in the next stitch as well as for the rest of the stitches until you get to the center or into the shoulder seam of your work. I'm now at the top of my work. As you can see here, this is my shoulder seam. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work back into that same row. So chain 3. Chain 3 will count as 1 double crochet or 1 stitch. Turn your work and do 1 double crochet into each stitch. So we will not be increasing for this row. I just finished the end of my row, row 2. Now continue working or repeating that same row, chain 3 and work 1 double crochet in each stitch until the length of your sleeve is enough for your size. Now for my size, that will be a total of 5 rows of double crochet. Here I just finished my sleeve and I have about 5 rows of double crochet. Now cut the yarn and fasten off, and we're going to attach the yarn into the last stitch or into the first stitch of the single crochet from the armhole, and we're going to repeat the same procedure or the same pattern as what we did for the other ruffled sleeves. After that, repeat the same thing for the other side. Here I just finished all of my sleeves, and this is how it currently looks like. We are working at the wrong side of our work, so what we're going to do is turn it inside out, and we're going to start working on the lower ribbing of our top. So attach your yarn into any of the stitches in the lower part of your top, and from there we're going to continue working a chain of 22. But if you prefer a shorter ribbing, or if you prefer a longer ribbing, please feel free to do so as well. It is completely up to you how wide you prefer the width of your ribbing. Once you have your chain, double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook, and double crochet into each chain. At the end of this row, we will have a total of 20 stitches. Now skip the row where you came out with or where you attach your yarn for this row. So skip that and slip stitch into the next row, and slip stitch again into the next row. So you're going to slip stitch twice. After this, turn your work and continue with a back loop double crochet into each stitch across. At the end of this row, we're going to work a normal double crochet into the 3rd chain of the turning chain 3. So again, we have a total of 20 stitches. Now chain 3 and turn your work. Chain 3 here will count as 1 double crochet, and again continue with a back loop double crochet into each stitch. Skip the row where you came out with the next row, and slip stitch again into the next 2 rows, just like how you did the first row of the ribbing, and turn your work, and again repeat everything. Repeat the pattern from the beginning until you reach the end of the round. At the end of the round, we're going to close both edges using a slip stitch or with any technique of your choice. If you have a yarn needle, you can also use that as well. And the only thing that's left to do now is to weave in your ends, and you're done. Friends, that marks the end of this tutorial. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to write them down below, and I will do my best to answer them. If you find this video useful, please feel free to share this video as well to your family and friends. That would really mean so much to me, and it will also help my channel. If you fancy making this top, you may want to check out all my other videos as well. I do have a whole list of tutorials with crochet tops. Thank you so much guys for watching, and as always, have a good day. I'll see you on the next video.